Everyone has their own dreams. They transcend nationality, race, and socioeconomic status. Join us as we travel to 9 different countries along the Silk Road and take a glimpse into the lives of 14 ordinary people whose personal experiences highlight the commonality of us all and the hope that we share for a brighter future. Dubai, one of the richest cities in the world, has drawn international attention for its cutting-edge, avant-garde architecture. Located in the heart of the city, the 258-meter-tall Paramount Hotel is yet another addition to the kaleidoscope of luxurious and iconic buildings in Dubai. Kutibul is from India and works as a scaffolder.
मैं अपनी काम की बहुत ध्यान रखता हूँ। ये नहीं कि केवल खुद को खिलाऊं, बल्कि मेरे परिवार को भी सहारा देना पड़ता है। सच कहूँ तो मेरे लिए भारत में नौकरी पाना बहुत मुश्किल है।
कितना मैरिज की तैयारी की है?
Every day after work, Kutibul calls his fiancée. He'll be returning to India in 6 months to marry her.
मेरा मंगेतर हमेशा मुझ पर गर्व करती है। मैं उसके लिए एक अच्छी सी गोल्ड नेकलेस सरप्राइज करना चाहता हूँ। इसलिए मुझे हर महीने 100 दिरहम को बचाना होगा। मुझे 6 और महीने बचाने की ज़रूरत है।
It takes more than an hour to travel from his accommodation to the construction site. In this Dubai-based Chinese company, there are workers from 14 different countries and more than 2,000 from India alone.
今天我们的任务是推架子，这个安全带一定要高挂低用，系好安全防坠绳。
Every day begins with a mandatory safety meeting.
शी शुकिन हर दिन सिर से पैर तक सुरक्षा के बारे में बात करते हैं। वह वास्तव में एक बोरिंग आदमी है।
Summers in Dubai are always hot and humid, so working outdoors can get extremely uncomfortable.
Sorry boss. Next time no. Sorry boss.
No.
Next time no.
One kilo de.
Next time no.
哎呀，不地步，你在外加高空作业时未佩戴安全帽，违反了项目安全生产纪律，必须接受处罚100迪拉姆。
Saad is a construction engineer who just happens to be from Kutibul's hometown. Whenever help is needed, he's the guy to talk to.
सर जी मेरी हेल्प करो, पैसा वापस करने के लिए प्लीज सर जी।
नहीं ये बहुत टफ है।
सर जी प्लीज।
नहीं कुलदीप ये नहीं हो सकता है, वापस ऐसा नहीं हो सकता। रूल्स और रूल्स, तुमको रूल फॉलो करना है सेफ्टी का।
मुझे समझ में नहीं आता कि उन्हें इतनी छोटी सी बात पर उपद्रव क्यों करना पड़ता है।
डेली गणी जाना पैसे की हो गया है, ठीक है तो बदल लग गए।
हाँ कुलदीप भाई,
अपने घरवाली के लिए कुछ सामान खरीदेगा बोल रहा था, खरीदा कि नहीं?
इसका तो सेफ्टी वाले ने पैसा डाल दिया इसमें, 100 ग्राम कटिंग कर लिया इसका मुश्किल है।
हाँ, थोड़ा संभाल के देख कर ध्यान से काम करना चाहिए।
अभी हर मंथ में मैं 100 ग्राम रखेगा, बाद में 10 मंथ हो रखेगा 100 ग्राम, बाद में कोई गोल्ड खरीदेगा।
तुमको मालूम है मैं प्रीवियस साइड पर गिर गया था, तो पैर में प्रॉब्लम हो गया, तो मैं साइड जाके इंडिया जाके हर साइड पर सेफ्टी बराबर एग्जैक्टली नहीं होता है।
कहा कि सुरक्षा पर मेरी धारणा फिर से ताज़ा हो गई। मुझे भी समझ में आ गया था कि मुझ पर फाइन क्यों लगाया गया है।
我的本月行为安全执行的个人有丹马、库蒂布。
It's company policy to conduct quarterly safety assessments based on employee conduct. As it happens, those who perform well are awarded 100 dirhams.
मुझे उम्मीद नहीं थी कि इस तरह से 100 दिरहम मेरे पास वापस आएंगे। इससे पहले कि मैं घर वापस जाऊं, मेरे पास उस गोल्ड नेकलेस खरीदने के लिए प्राप्त पैसे होंगे।
देखो ये शहर में हम लोग बहुत छोटे लोग हैं, है ना, लेकिन ये महानगर का निर्माण हम लोग करते हैं। तुम टेंशन मत लो, ठीक है ना, मेहनत से काम करो, दिल लगा के काम करो, एक दिन कामयाबी तुम्हारे ज़रूर हाथ आएगी।
Hello sir, good evening.
I'm thinking that is not even
Through his hard work, Kutibul finally has enough money to buy the necklace he wanted for his fiancée. For an ordinary guy, sometimes the simplest things in life mean the most. Most areas of Bangladesh fall under the subtropical monsoon climate zone, where the weather is hot, humid, and rainy. Born in Bangladesh, Parth is now working as an electrical engineer for the China National Technical Import and Export Corporation, a subsidiary of China General Technology Group. During his free time, he has been making a habit of sending medical supplies to villages in need. Today he is visiting Bilis village, not far from his workplace.
When I was young, my father died because of lack of medical treatment and medicine. That was the most difficult time in my life. Then I studied on my own and became a pharmacist, hoping to help people get free from illness. But my ability is limited.
देखिए अपना हाथটা দেখি কোন জায়গাতে এখানে ব্যথা ফুলছে এখানে
হ্যাঁ
ও হিটিং ল্যাম্পটা ইউজ করেন না
বিদ্যুৎ নাই
Heat lamps can be an effective device for treating rheumatism, but without money and electricity, the village here only has Parth's medicines to ease their pain.
তাহলে আসি আর কি
আবার দেখা হবে
ওকে
Not far from the village, a gas-fueled power station is under construction. The project is being headed by China General Technology Group, where Parth works. Once it's completed, 200,000 local households will have electricity. As an experienced electrical engineer, Parth has been working for his company for 5 years.
So what about our gas turbine? We need some preparation about arrival of gas turbine.
If carrot doesn't make trouble, it will arrive at temperature within 1 week.
Since there isn't much rainfall this time of year, the river's water level has dropped, and Parth is worried the boat delivering the turbine will have trouble docking. The gas turbine is the most essential part of the power station, so it's crucial it arrives on time. If all goes well, it should arrive within the next 2 days.
Here is the point is 1.3 meter.
Now the level is low, so now we must prepare one road at least 15 meters.
But now we have only 13 hours to prepare this jetty.
We must do this within our stipulated 30 hours time.
But it is very difficult to do this kind of
we must be
work
serious about this because it is our very crucial work.
So we can engage the more labor to do the work.
Please go ahead and take necessary action, please. Thank you. আসেন এখন শুনেন এটা হলো আগামী 30 ঘন্টার মধ্যে আমাদের এই জায়গাটা 15 মিটার মাটি দিয়ে ফিল করতে হবে এবং ফাইলিং করতে হবে।
It's a tall order for these local workers. With only the most rudimentary equipment at hand, they'll have to complete the task with their own muscle and grit.
Electricity is the driving force for development. Only when we have access to enough electricity can we be able to improve our country's education, people's livelihood and healthcare. It is also important to my patients.
Parth comes from the capital city, Dhaka. Now 60 years old, he's planning on retiring 2 months from now.
I am very happy that I can get together with my family soon. But if I live here, my patient will suffer more pain in the future. If they can get a heating lamp, that will ease much pain for them.
আপনাকে কিছু ভিটামিন ক্যাপসুল দিলাম, এটা আপনার প্রতিদিন খাওয়ার পরে একটা করে খাবেন, তাতে আপনার শরীরে এনার্জি হবে।
জি স্যার, আমার কাছে তো এখন টাকা নাই, আমি মাছ বিক্রি করে আপনাকে টাকা দেব।
এটা নিয়ে আপনার দুশ্চিন্তা করার কোনো কারণ নাই, এটা আমি আপনাকে ফ্রি দিছি, গিফট আকারে দিছি, আপনারা খান, সমস্যা নেই।
ওকে স্যার, থ্যাংক ইউ স্যার।
How are you, patients?
By using heating lamp, it may be some improvement, but for our poor villager, it is very costly.
Let's us worry about it.
হ্যালো, বাম দিকে আসেন, বাম দিকে এসে পিছনে ঘুরান, তারপর সামনে আসেন।
On the second day, the gas turbine arrives on schedule. Thanks to the villagers' hard work, the vessel is able to dock at the makeshift jetty. In Bangladesh, winter is the best season for treating rheumatism. Just before Parth's retirement, his company surprises him by sending him 100 heat lamps from China.
শুভ সকাল। তো আসলে ওই যে অধিকাংশ লোকের দেখা যায় হাতে ব্যথা, পায়ে ব্যথা, গিট্টাতে ব্যথা, এটা আসলে একটা বাত রোগ। এই হিটিং ল্যাম্প থেরাপি দিলে এটা এই চিকিৎসাটা সুন্দর হবে। তো এটা আমরা আরও আগে আপনাদেরকে দিতে চাইছিলাম। এই যন্ত্রগুলোর দাম অনেক বেশি, আর দ্বিতীয়ত হলো আমাদের এখানে পর্যাপ্ত বিদ্যুৎ না থাকার কারণে আমরা এই জিনিসগুলো দিতে পারি নাই। তো আমি এবং আমার যে কলিগ আছে, সামাজিক দায়বদ্ধতার কথা চিন্তা করা, আমরা এগুলি আপনাদের জন্য নিয়ে আসছি। আশুগঞ্জে একটা বিদ্যুৎ কেন্দ্র নির্মাণ করতেছি। এই বিদ্যুৎ উৎপাদন হলে সব গ্রাম বিদ্যুতায়িত হবে। এই হিটিং ল্যাম্পগুলা খুব সুন্দরভাবে চালাইতে পারবেন। আশালতা দাস, সুখপতি দাস।
There are many definitions of happiness for me, but money is the last standard to measure it. And I am glad that we are able to help people around us.
With his people taken care of, Parth can now go back to his family with peace of mind. Another strategically located country on the Belt and Road Network is Cambodia. Endowed with a range of business-friendly policies, the country has successfully attracted an increasing number of foreign investors. For the last 7 years, Zhang Yongji has been working as a patrol inspector for the China Datang Corporation, a job that pays twice as much as other local jobs. Not long ago, he invited his younger brother to join him as a translation coordinator at a substation about 100 kilometers from where he stays.
你弟弟现在哪里工作啊？他在马德邦工作，好公司的。现在他工作还没固定下来的。这次机会啊，你叫你弟弟好好学习，就都是考核啊、考试啊。好。
Along the route Zhang Yongji's patrolling lies the main power grid, which connects the capital, Phnom Penh, to the other major economic zones in the country. Spanning 294 kilometers in length, it's one of the current construction projects headed by China Datang Corporation.
Hello, bông.
Hello, ôn. Mấy cháu ôn thuộc bài ớt ôn. Hỏi càng như cái mấy đá nó nặng.
Càng như là ní vì ớt ấy bông bột tay vì giờ ớt sốc bông của một ngày mới cùi mưa cùng tơ càng bạc vào nhóm bia. Ngày tia bông.
Zhang Yongji purposely got his younger brother a job farther away from him because he didn't want to have to deal with the same weather, tough terrain, and hardships he did as a patrol inspector.
ខ្ញុំខំរកការងារឲ្យប្អូនប្រុសខ្ញុំហើយតែវានៅតែត្អូញត្អែទៀតពិតជាគួរឲ្យសង្វេគណាស់ដែលវាមិនយល់ពីការលះបង់របស់ខ្ញុំ
Zhang Yongji's sister has been taking care of him and his younger brother since their parents passed away. And she too thinks the family should be closer to each other.
ទៅចាឡូនឯងមានតាក់តងមួយអូនអត់អូនអាប៉ៅយើងកាបងអូនទៅធ្វើការឆ្ងាយអូនបាត់ដំបងនៅអូនឯងធ្វើការនៅពោធិ៍សាត់អញ្ចឹងបងអូនមិនដែរ
អត់អីទេវាជាឱកាសការងារប៉ុនវាទៅឆ្ងាយមែនប៉ុន្តែវាល្អសម្រាប់វាក៏អត់ប៉ាក៏អត់អញ្ចឹងយើងចង់ឲ្យបងអូននៅជុំគ្នាអញ្ចឹងណាយើងសប្បាយបងប្អូន
Over the weekend, Zhang Yongji brings his younger brother, Yong Liang, along with him for some field experience and to tell his brother he just wants the best for him.
បកគោលេងម៉ាបងហើយ186អូនខ្ញុំទៅមកអញ្ចឹងអត់ដឹងជួយណែនោះបាទយើងដើរសំខាន់បំផុតប្រយ័ត្នពូអូនមានពូមានអីចឹកមកប៉កយ៉ាប់ឲ្យយើងហើយបងឯងធ្វើការហ្នឹងហត់ដែរបងពេលយើងដើរមួយថ្ងៃហ្នឹងយើងមើលមកបកគោអញ្ចឹងមិនដែរបងមកក្នុងមួយថ្ងៃយើងមើលទៅ15បកគោទៅ20បកគោនិយាយទៅការងារបកគោយើងពិបាកអត់ដូនដើរយ៉ាប់យ៉ៃនេះនៅបាទយ៉ាត់ថ្មល្អើធ្លាក់មកត្រូវបាទស៊ីមើលការងារបកគោបងហត់អត់ការងារបកគោថ្ងៃហត់បាទអញ្ចឹងឪពុកម្ដាយកាលគាត់មុនស្លាប់ទៅគាត់បានផ្ដាយផ្ដាំពួកបងហ្នឹងថាថែសារខ្លួនឯងអញ្ចឹងឲ្យបានបងបញ្ជូនខ្លួនឯងទៅកន្លែង control room ហ្នឹងវាស្រួលជាងបងវាសុវត្ថិភាពជាងបងយល់នៅបាទបងឯងទុកចិត្តទេចាខ្ញុំលាធ្វើការបាត់ដំបងវិញចាដល់ថ្ងៃទៅវិញហ៎បាទអញ្ចឹងកុំឲ្យយប់តាន់ញ៉ាំនេះពេលធ្វើការយប់ប្រលប់អី
ហេវអីញ៉ាំមីណាអូនជូនអូនឡើងឡានណា
ពេលម្ដាយស្លាប់ទៅអ្នកដែលគាត់មិនទុកចិត្តគឺប្អូនប៉ៅខ្ញុំនេះហើយដោយសារតែជីវភាពក្រីក្រទើបមិនអាចគប់គង់ឲ្យគាត់ទៅរៀនដល់មហាវិទ្យាល័យបានទាំងនេះគឺជាគំនូចចិត្តរបស់បងស្រីដែលជាហេតុឲ្យគាត់កាន់តែល្អចំពោះប្អូនប៉ៅខ្ញុំទៀត
Today, Yong Yang will undergo a work evaluation. His task is to liaise with his brother's patrol inspection team as they replace an insulator at a tower 100 kilometers away. Since he'll be coordinating the entire replacement process, it is his job to cut off electricity to the tower at a specific time. The safety of his brother and his team depends on him alone.
Xin chào của mình, toàn khai ở chỉ ba toàn lũ chị. Số đó.
After passing the evaluation period with flying colors, Yong Yang's employment at Datang Corporation is just a matter of formality. Now that he has a stable job, his sister can breathe a sigh of relief. For as long as he is by his brother's side, he'll be in good hands.
Our past shapes who we are today, even if it does not define us. It is about knowing our roots, our heritage, what makes us, us. And only by looking back can we understand where our future may lie.
Born in Moscow, Sasha has been to China twice after graduating to further his Chinese studies.
Wang 总呢？哎，您好，您好。也没什么事儿呢，就是我们
Now, Sasha is a senior translator at the Moscow Greenwood World Trade Center, a project headed by the China Chengtong Holdings Group. As China's largest overseas investment in trade and commerce, Greenwood Business Park is a major platform connecting the Silk Road Economic Belt and the Eurasian Economic Union. Even after working here for 7 years, Sasha still loves the career he chose for himself.
После возвращения из Китая меня не покидала мечта о том, что было бы неплохо оставаться на родине и заботиться о близких, но при этом иметь возможность каждый день общаться с китайскими друзьями.
Отношения между странами во многом зависят от того, насколько складывается между ними торговля, да, и торговые отношения в этом смысле играют важнейшую роль.
Besides his full-time job, Sasha also holds a part-time job as a lecturer at his alma mater, where he shares his work experience with his students.
Как же им тогда сотрудничать друг с другом?
А вот на эту тему мы говорим с вами на следующей неделе.
As a major trading hub, Greenwood Business Park continuously attracts new corporate tenants. Sasha's main duty is to help his Russian clients communicate with Chinese property owners.
Вы знаете, что это наш семейный бизнес.
Elena and Sasha are old friends. She's hoping with his connections, she can export her chocolate to countries all around the world.
Сможем решить все вопросы. У нас еще есть...
Но мы посмотрим, что еще можно для вас сделать, потому что бизнес-парк большой, в нем совершенно разного профиля предприятия представлены. И я уверен, что наверняка у вас с кем-то из них могут сложиться хорошие деловые отношения. Ирина Борисовна – мой большой друг. А ее запрос – это как раз то, чем я занимаюсь на повседневной основе. Я обязательно смогу ей помочь.
For several days in a row, Sasha has been busy trying to find a good fit for Elena.
王总呢？哎，您好，您好。那谢谢，谢谢。那周末见。好。Какими судьбами? Какими судьбами?
On the weekend, Sasha brings Elena to the offices to meet some entrepreneurs like herself. He's hoping both parties will benefit from each other's services.
因为是巧克力产品糖果问题，所以说它往中国运输时间很长。在这个过程中的话，巧克力是很容易坏掉的，装卸的时候可能会产生破损。所以说这个问题我们还需要再考虑一下。
中国客户在操作合同当中，他担心俄罗斯的企业不能按时间去完成合同的交付。
Там она стоит на полке где-то 290 рублей. А мы теперь ждите 21 день, мы вам ответим.
中国有一术语叫无限税术。关于中国海关这个标签的等等，这个必须按照中国海关的规定，这个是不容任何质疑的。
Ни одна из компаний не оказалась в состоянии помочь Ирине Борисовне. Она меня утешала, но я чувствовал, что реально опозорился. Каждый раз, когда я нахожусь в подавленном состоянии, поиграть музыку – это и есть мой способ дать волю чувствам. Вот наша группа, в которой вместе со мной играют мои коллеги.
Refusing to give up, Sasha organizes a business gathering to help his friend do a little networking. There are about a dozen entrepreneurs from different industries in attendance.
Александр, как замечательно, вы собрали такое большое количество
Я старался.
для того, чтобы помочь.
With Sasha's help, Elena is now set to overcome her recent challenges.
Уважаемые коллеги, большое спасибо, что пришли. Это очень важно для нас, потому что все мы знаем, что торговля играет важнейшую роль в отношениях между странами. И в Китае есть такое выражение сейчас. А то, что торговые отношения – это как море и берег. И всевозможные притоки, которые сливаются в единый мощный поток, и заключается начало всего, начало любого сотрудничества. Вот это является началом чего-то нового, чего-то хорошего. И также происходит и в бизнесе.
Sasha and Elena's story remind us that when people come together and help each other, anything is possible. The first stop west of China along the ancient Silk Road is Kazakhstan, the largest landlocked country in the world. Despite spanning both Asia and Europe, it remains sparsely populated. Constructed by the Kazakhstan government, the Merke-Buribaital National Highway is a cross-border thoroughfare connecting China and Europe. Now, China General Technology Group Holdings is overseeing its reconstruction. The monsoon season is around the corner, and if the final leg of the highway can't be paved before it arrives, construction will have to be delayed. Aside from the time constraints, there is another challenge: a severe shortage of gravel.
张总，要不你先睡会儿吧？
我睡不着啊。咱们还有多少没铺啊？
大概5公里。下雨的话，路基就要放工。
还有这么多。
Aged 63 and now retired, Marat used to be one of the top highway engineers in Kazakhstan. As it happens, his very first project 40 years ago was building the same highway that is currently under reconstruction. So he knows every section along this route like the back of his hand. Being new to the area, the Chinese construction team is having troubles acquiring sufficient gravel, so production has slowed to a crawl.
Подними этот, наверх полставь. Вот сейчас мы отдохнем.
Azkat is Marat's son. He is one of the highway engineers on the project and is now also an avid photographer. Today, he's on a mission to persuade his father to make a comeback and fix this gravel shortage once and for all.
Папа, я сейчас работаю над проектом, который вы строили 40 лет тому назад. Папа, давайте сфотографирую вас в дорожной одежде.
Сынок, я уже на пенсии.
Какой толк, что ты каждый день вытираешь эту медаль? Ты бы лучше сыну помог бы.
Что ты в этом понимаешь? Эта дорога является первым в моей карьере. В то же время является светлым путем страны. В ходе строительства этой дороги я пользовался опытом всей своей жизни, что также является конечной целью для нас, дорожников.
Вы издалека приехали?
Да нет, я с здешних мест.
А эта комната именно для главного инженера. Вот.
Возвращаясь к дороге, которую построил 40 лет назад, я чувствовал себя как будто я молодой.
我们这条路四周都是山丘，咱还得再找找沙砾呀。
Сколько надо?
大概200多万吨。
Я решу эту проблему.
During his time working on the highway, Marat made quite a few contacts in the industry. He's hoping that one of them will be able to come through for him now.
Здорово, дружище. Рад тебя видеть.
Постарели.
Сколько ты вырабатываешь в день?
6 тысяч тонн.
Да, дружище, мне нужно 1000 тонн. Сможешь ли ты? Знаешь, что такое большой объем ПГС? Приходится нелегко для него. Но мой старый партнер никогда не подводил меня.
Incredibly, with the help of his friends, Marat managed to gather all the gravel needed in just a few days.
Камень нормальный. Наверное, соответствует, по-моему, ГОСТу 25607, фракции 0,80.
Папа, посмотрите сюда.
Нормальный инженер. Сначала интересуется работой. Фотографируй. Я знаю, что мой сын вступил на этот путь под моим влиянием. Возможно, ему больше нравятся съемки, но я очень рад тому, что он идеально совмещает хобби и работу.
同志们，咱们煤部项目自今年开工以来，取得了新天不错的成绩，马上雨季就要来临。对于咱们最后的一个任务，大家有没有信心？有。
Today is Eid al-Adha in Kazakhstan. According to Islamic tradition, locals will slaughter a lamb for the ceremony. However, since the project deadline is looming, Marat had one pre-roasted and brought to the site.
Под влиянием отца я также стал дорожником, но мне все еще далеко до мастерства моего отца. Мне кажется, я никогда не смогу превзойти его. Несмотря на это, я искренне надеюсь получить от него похвалы.
До CGTN.
Спасибо.
Уважаемые коллеги, у нас осталось возвести 895 метров земляного полотна. Я понимаю вас, вы очень устали, но нам необходимо, но за оставшиеся 12 часов необходимо выполнить эту работу. Надеюсь, это мясо вам придаст силы. Надеетесь, вы постараетесь?
Папа, смотрите, скоро дождь собирается.
Нам надо поторопиться. Возможно, эта дорога будет последней, которую я реконструирую. Моя карьера начиналась с ней и закончится тоже с ней.
Ну как эта дорога построена?
Ну, я думаю, что вы построили хорошо. Ну, а в дальнейшем вы наберетесь опыта и будете строить лучше, чем я, и будете все отлично делать. Смотря на своего сына, я думаю, мне стоило пораньше сказать эти слова. Раньше я никогда его не хвалил, но в моей душе он всегда превосходный. Невозможно сосчитать, сколько километров дорог я построил. И я рад, что мой сын тоже встал на этот путь. Спасибо за инициативу «Один пояс и один путь». Дорога имеет важное значение для развития национальной экономики нашей страны, а еще важнее для блага нашего народа.
Kutibul will be returning to India next week, but he is planning to bring his wife to Dubai when he signs his new contract. Parth and his Chinese colleagues managed to secure another large donation of heat lamps for his rheumatic patients. The Jung brothers are still working for the Datang Corporation, but have been transferred back to their hometown, where they have reunited with their sister once again. The business complex where Sasha works is now home to more than 300 companies from 14 different countries. Thanks to the Belt and Road Initiative, stories like these are becoming more and more common. And with every stretch of road being built, a new opportunity reveals itself on the horizon.
CGTN documentary. See the changes.
When the reeds on the river shore turn yellow, the Untitled Wetland Nature Reserve along the middle reaches of the Yellow River ushers in its busiest time of the year. Sitting in the warm temperate zone, the stretch of open water is filled with reeds, leperonia, sea starwort, and several other aquatic plants. It offers an ideal winter home to migratory birds. Around October, Whooper swans take off from Siberia and migrate southward along the Yellow River. They eventually make a landfall at the Untitled Wetland Nature Reserve, which serves as a perfect winter resort. With snow-white plumage, the Whooper swan is a large migratory bird with body length between 120 and 160 centimeters. Their wingspan can reach around 240 centimeters. Such remarkable anatomy allows the Whooper swan to endure the strain of high-altitude flight exceeding 9,000 meters above sea level, making it one of the highest flying bird species. As the temperature drops in winter, thin ice layer forms on the lake's surface and the bird's playground shrinks. But aquatic plants, plenty of little fish, and various planktons make them stay. The winter sunshine feels especially warm. With the ice thawing, Whooper swans reclaim the quiet lake, restoring it with hustle and bustle. The colony consists of over 1,000 Whooper swans. In the harmonious community, lifelong pair bond prevails. The couples always forage and rest together. They put their long necks into the water, upside down, to prey effortlessly on fish, shrimps, and plant roots. These are their favorite delicacies. The adults are big eaters. Each Whooper swan consumes on a daily basis about 4 to 5 kilograms of food. Because of the size and weight, they cannot manage a smooth takeoff. Only by flapping the wings rapidly and running vigorously on the surface can they defy gravity. Young swans with their grayish feathers follow their parents to find food and bulk up little by little. The Untitled Wetland Nature Reserve contributes to the Yellow River's ecological recovery and vegetation construction as an important regulator. The wintering Whooper swans add a touch of liveliness to the silent and cold season. Their elegant presence has made the wetland waters the best swan lake in central China. The wetland ecosystems along the Yellow River constantly improve. The ancient Mother River is all the more vibrant with life. Here is Pinglu County in Shanxi Province. The Yellow River flows through this stretch with forbidding precipices on both sides. The locals call it the Slope of the Braves. Around the area, the vertical drop from the cliff tops to the river surface reaches 270 meters. The distinctive landform provides the gray heron, a second-class protected bird in China, with a suitable living space. In March and April, gray herons that spend winter in the south return to the slope of the Braves to build the nest and reproduce. The heterophilous chast trees and black locusts on the cliffs make wonderful building materials. This nest building lasts throughout the hatching period of the gray heron. Their breeding season occurs in April and May. Here on the cliffs, the gray herons spend their most vital days reproducing. As soon as the first egg is laid, the parents start the incubation and take turns standing guard. The temperature rises above 20 degrees Celsius at noon. The cliffs become hot in direct sunlight. The expecting gray heron parents take turns to get some fresh air. Flying in the sunshine helps dispel their fatigue and dry their plumage. The chicks finally broke through the shells. Each heron family usually has 3 to 5 chicks. From the incubation of the first egg to the last hatchling, the process takes more than 50 days. Heron hatchlings are altricial. The newborns are quite small, with fewer feathers to resist the coldness. Only by staying warm in their parents' wings can they survive. At midday, when it is hot, the parents let the chicks bathe in sunshine, and the father leaves to hunt. During the dry season of the Yellow River, the water level in the area drops, revealing more sandbanks and shoals. The fish in the shallow water are easy prey to the parents of the hungry chicks. After a spell of patient hunting, the heron has its esophagus filled with delicacies and flies back to the nest. As the chicks grow, the feeding times increase, and 2 to 5 times a day at maximum. Both parents have to leave the nest, as food seeking becomes their priority and takes more time. The painstaking breeding and waiting periods try the patience of gray heron parents. The arrival of new life infuses the rock cliffs by the Yellow River with vibrant energy. The gray herons lingering in the sky are avian legend above the Yellow River.